In this episode, I'm going to talk about the period that we're living in right now. We are currently in the influence of the last full moon of 2022, and that's why I want to dedicate an entire video to basically help you, or do this together, to reflect on this last year, what we've learned, how we've grown, and what is it that we want to set our intention for the upcoming year, so that we can close the old chapter, tie all the loose ends, and start fresh in this brand new chapter that we're about to experience. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, or that you feel like doing right now, then stay around. How does it feel to be alive, to be free? Are we truly in the here and now, or are we living a dream that we created? Close your eyes to see clearly. This is life on purpose. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of On Purpose by Lynn. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Lynn and I share with you everything you need to know about personal development and spirituality, so that you can create your best life and so that you can rise to your fullest potential. If that's something that you're interested in, then make sure to subscribe. So currently I am back in the mountains. For those of you who are new to my channel, basically what Migo and I do, we always make a season switch. So in the summer months, we spend our summer somewhere close to the ocean, usually in Bali, and in the winter time we live in the French Alps, and that's where we are today. So if you're thinking, where are all the beautiful green sceneries, well then now you know, I'm back in the mountains. And actually today it was a little bit cold outside, so I didn't really feel like filming in the cold. So yeah, that's why I welcome you in our cozy tiny mountain cabin that we live in. So yeah, for now the sceneries will change a little bit. Expect some more mountain landscapes. Expect me to sometimes also film inside, as sometimes when it's snowing or storming outside, it's not the best circumstances to be outside and start recording. But for today, with that being said, for today I want to jump right into today's topic, which is the full moon. Now, I am not in astrology, I am not into I don't know a lot about the planets and the stars and how this is influencing us. However, I do really believe that the stars in our galaxy and the planets have a major influence on us and how we feel and what's going on in our lives and certain themes that pop up within our lives. So yeah, I do know that the full moon and the moon in general, the moon and the sun, have a very large influence on our evolution and our expansion in that moment, and the things that we're being confronted with and the things that we're clearing. So that's why this time I do really believe is extremely powerful to transform, because the full moon influences our emotions. And you can see how the moon influences the tides, the ocean tides, and that means that the moon influences water. And we are 70% water. So what does it mean? It means that it also influences our internal state and what we're going through. Maybe we're experiencing some of these ebb and flows and we feel more easily triggered, or we feel extremely in alignment. So it's either, I think, one of these two that you're switching between in a full moon period, because everything is illuminated, everything is brought up to light, which makes it such a beautiful, perfect moment to reflect and go internally and to see what is no longer serving us, to see where we would like to place our energy in the future and in this moment. And so I have some journal prompts that I love to share with you, that I'm also going to do with you after I finish this video, because I like to take the time to slow down and to write down exactly what it is that I feel, because maybe you're different than I am. So if you don't feel like journaling, you can also do this in your mind, or you can do this in a meditation. But for me, journaling is always a very great way to process what I'm going through, because me having to force myself to basically push these feelings and emotions and describe them into tangible or specific words gives me a lot of clarity. It helps me to understand better what is going on. And by the way, if you feel like pausing this video while you're journaling these questions, that is absolutely fine. Whenever you have a question answered, you can press continue and we can journey on. Or if you feel like just writing down these questions right now and feel like doing this at another time or afterwards, then that is totally fine as well. So it's totally up to you if you decide to do it right now, or you decide to do this right after the video, or another time that works best for you. And so the first question that I would love to bring to light is, how has 2022 been for you overall? What were the moments where you felt like you've made an accomplishment, maybe an accomplishment that you set an intention for in 2021 or the end of 2021? Were there any moments that you feel you were able to celebrate something that you put your intention for, that you have set your intention for? Or if there's not really something that has happened like that, is there a moment you could praise yourself for? And I'm sure you can, because if you really look good enough, there's always something to celebrate. So what is it that you can celebrate and praise yourself for in 2022? So the second question is there anything that went differently than from what you hoped? And what has that brought to you? And what I mean with this is sometimes, or actually most of the time, things go differently than planned, because there is a conscious part of the manifestation and there's a co-creation part of the manifestation, meaning that there's always something that is out of our control when we manifest, meaning that often the universe surprises us with a lot of things. This can be something positive or something negative. And so I'm very curious if there's something that you feel went different from what you planned, and what is the lesson in there? Is there anything that you've learned specifically from those situations that you didn't expect to learn, and how did you evolve from that? Sometimes it's really good to reflect on these things, because sometimes when we think that things are not going our way, we tend to get frustrated. But actually, when we take a step back and we observe that situation, there's always some sort of lesson in there. There's always some evolution and growth and expansion. So there's never really something that exists like failing. There's no failing in what you do. There's always succeeding, or succeeding through lessons learned. So that is question number 2. Question number 3 is, if you could change something in your current reality right now, if there's something that you'd like to change for the upcoming year, what is it? And what has stopped you to do that earlier? And the fourth question is, what were my biggest transformations in 2023, in 2022? And what has been the shift? What has caused me to transform? And then lastly, the last question is, what is the overall emotion that you feel you want to take with you in 2023? What is the emotion that you love to experience in 2023? Is it expansion? Is it liberation? Is it peace? Is it ease? It could be multiple emotions as well. So these are the questions that I'm going to focus on in this full moon window. Hopefully you will find these questions helpful in your journey. I'm very curious to hear from you, by the way, if you feel like sharing any of your findings, any of your celebrations. Share it in the comments so that we can all celebrate together on how we evolved, transformed, and expanded in this past year, and that we're closing this chapter. That is such a beautiful thing to celebrate as well. Just closing this chapter, closing whatever has happened in this year, and all the beautiful experiences, the bad experiences, the challenges, the celebrations. Just being here, and the fact that you made it here is already a huge accomplishment, because I feel like nowadays it is quite challenging to be on planet Earth, and we get challenged through a lot of things in our current reality. So that is already a huge celebration that you can make. I do want to mention that the full moon window is always starting 2 days before and 2 days after the full moon has appeared. So journaling these questions, you can basically always do that. And write your answers and take the time to reflect and set intentions for the new period to come. But within this window, it's always a little bit more powerful, because the energies are more amplified and therefore more vibrant and accelerated. So I encourage you to do this within this window. And thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with anyone who needs to hear right now, anyone who you feel from your friends, your family, your community members who could benefit from these questions. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.